Who has the right to dream about and shape the future? I'll return to this question while all of you think about this. Meanwhile, picture this. You're running late for a meeting, as usual, and you hop into a car that drives itself. No more shouting at traffic or frantically sipping coffee while your GPS navigates you to the next U turn. You look up, there is a drone flying overhead, which is carrying someone's pizza lunch. Because hey, robots are handling our transportation now. Sci fi visions like Metropolis and The Matrix have memorialized the previous era's expectations of our future. Today, we see a world where robots are taking the wheel. This epochal shift is similar to the transformation from flip phones to smartphones. Today, we carry our world in our pockets. Robotics in transportation promises to change the world just as radically. But before we explore where we're going, let's talk about the past and where we came from. So, for centuries, transportation was straightforward. We had horses, carts, and maybe even a friendly neighborhood camel. But then, boom, in the 19th century, we produced the automobile. And Ford's assembly line set up an industry, prioritized mass production of car centric economies like Detroit, Chennai, and Thailand. In the age of self driving cars, new machines are independent, like rebellious teenagers, but more responsible, hopefully. And the scale is absolutely massive. In 2018 alone, Tesla's autonomous vehicles drove 1 billion miles on autopilot. And other companies like Waymo have driven over 20 million miles. If you look at the number 1 billion miles, that is enough to travel around the world 40,000 times. So there's no need to choose between texting or driving, and you're free to even be distracted by cute dogs on the sidewalk. So now let's talk about a revolutionary new method of transport: drones. Yes, drones are delivering crucial supplies in remotest areas of our world, or helping farmers inspect crops. So in Rwanda, medical delivery drones were so efficient that they cut emergency transport times from a few hours to just minutes. Imagine your pizza arriving in under 5 minutes, or maybe that's just my dream. So in 2018, there was a vision of one of India's cities, Nagpur, to become a smart city with fully electric public transport. And now it has become a benchmark for sustainability and a model for the future. Soon we will have autonomous public transport that can reduce waiting times and optimize routes. It's like your morning commute grew a heart and decided to be nice to you. So there are a few dilemmas though, even though all of this sounds great, like the New Age Trolley program. So this problem is basically when an autonomous vehicle has to choose between hitting a pole and endangering the person inside or hitting the pedestrian. I mean, who gets to decide what it does and what the vehicle is responsible for? The designer, the driver, the car itself? So this is one of those questions where oops does not cut it at all. Then there are privacy problems with drones, which are whizzing around the city. They do look cool, but then no one wants their every move captured by drones. Regulation is key over here. We cannot have Big Brother or Big Drone monitoring our every trip to the grocery store. So as you imagine autonomous vehicles, drones, and transport working together seamlessly, I ask you again, who has the right to dream about and shape the future? Is it only the innovators and the creators of such technologies? As an innovator who's been doing robotics for many years now, I encountered a methodology that I would like to share with all of you. And this methodology believes in finding the society's problems first, then after that engineering a simple solution to solve them. Humanistic engineering is a belief that our innovations should be human-centric. In that regard, everyone in this room must realize their core role in shaping our future. Imagine saying to someone, I help design flying cars for a living. Now that is indeed a conversation starter. So while I explore the world around me, I became increasingly aware of realities of people with disabilities. Engineering can help them belong, but we cannot just stop over there. This past year, I devised EmpowerRide, which is an e-rickshaw created specially for people with disabilities. It's over there. And as you can see, there is a solar panel on top of it. And that's how the wheelchair goes in from the back using the ramp. And the wheelchair user can actually drive it themselves. So this is the solar panel on top of it. And it automatically charges. So while it's driving around, it is able to charge itself also. So it increases the miles that it's allowed to drive. So I created this project for people with disabilities and wheelchair users. This project started with the observation of a wheelchair user who faces challenges throughout their day, and simply getting into her car was extremely difficult. So realizing that there were others in similar situations who could benefit from this kind of a mobility vehicle, I tailored it to their needs. I spent the year collaborating with individuals with locomotive disabilities to design an accessible, equitable vehicle. So as I conversed with these people who have these locomotive disabilities, like Akhilesh from Viklang Kendra, a dedicated and resilient man whose journey embodies the spirit of independence and hard work, I began to understand a very important requirement: the desire to join the workforce rather than be granted a mobility solution. People with disabilities, they did not want preferential treatment at all. Instead, all they want is equitable opportunities to thrive in the world we live in and earn a fair day's pay for a fair day's work. Akhilesh rigorously tested the prototypes. As we refined each detail, adjusting the ramp angle, the seat height, and even the braking system. Finally, I witnessed him ferry his first passengers on EmpowerRide. So now we often get on a call and talk about how he's doing and how he plans on saving for his family in the future, and a journey towards stability and possibility. So technology is a language that can spark inclusivity. Empathy and transparency cannot be an afterthought in our digital systems or our physical systems. Innovations are not just sci-fi visions. They're instead innovations are for the everyday, for the diverse needs of everyone. We must believe in a shared future, a shared humanity. We are all innovators, and together we're all on this journey. Look around you and try to help the people around you usher in a future where our biggest advancements aren't simply technological, but also human. So what do these innovations actually mean for us? So let's face it, humans are great, obviously, but we're not the safest drivers. So road accidents where humans are driving kill over 1.3 million people globally every year. But autonomous vehicles, well, they're like that one friend of yours who always insists on wearing a seatbelt and never speeds. They never get road rage, and they will not cut you off just to teach you a lesson. So robotics has the potential to slash accidents and congestion. Imagine driving to your work in 30 minutes instead of 2 hours. It's like magic, except it is real. The environment also loves robots. Think about it. Electric autonomous vehicles not only are efficient, but they also reduce emissions by optimizing traffic flow. In Los Angeles alone, idling vehicles wasted over $19 billion worth of fuel. So imagine redirecting that into something useful, like planting trees, or maybe even free ice cream. We hear We fear for job security, except that we forget that this shift also creates new opportunities. It's like when typewriters became computers. New skills and new jobs emerged. Think about the roles in robotics, programming, maintenance, and even in cybersecurity. In fact, robotics jobs are expected to grow over 12% over the next decade. So while we're talking about these robots and while they're taking the wheel, they're also opening up new doors and new opportunities for jobs and sustainability. Humanistic engineering looks to a future where innovators patent their designs only to protect them against misuse by private corporations. Discussing these ideas with Mr. Sonam Wanchuk sir, who is my mentor and the lead inspiration for the character in Three Idiots, he made me realize that these sentiments are echoed through statements like Bahujan Hitai, Bahujan Sukhai, welfare and happiness for all. See, you all not only have the right, but also the duty to dream about and shape the future. As global citizens, we're shaping the epochs of today and tomorrow. So, as we dream and carry forward the works of visionaries and pioneers like Elon Musk, Henry Ford, who have inspired generations after generations of innovation, we must also think responsibly and embrace each other to help create a world where robots can enable the future we want. Thank you.